hair's doing okay, I guess. I took a nice shower, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to work tomorrow. It's like a what they call a soft opening. Just as teachers are going.
With snacks and coffee.
Yes, lots of snacks and coffee. I'm going to use the time to clean my desk. I'm going to organize my desk and basically just get organized. I'm already organized. I was organizing 2 weeks before break, and just got to get, you know, a few stuff done. I'm actually going to make a bunch of copies, take advantage of the quiet and make copies and visit with my coworkers, talk to them about some stuff, about a new grading system I want to do, a new way of grading. Second semester is the hold on. Is the best time to implement new rules. my my mentor and my principal always said that if you've made a mistake in some kind of class management rule that just isn't working, you created a policy and it's just falling flat, it's the second semester that you can fix all your mistakes, really and truly. And I'm finally at the 6 year mark that I can basically say everything is working. Everything is working. There isn't one thing that isn't working. There is two things that I need to do, and I'm really late to the party because I've called both of these parents. They don't have emails, or they didn't give me emails. So when I was trying to send out emails, there wasn't an email. So I called the parent. Tomorrow, I'm going to call them again, and I'm going to say, do you have a contact number? And may I give you a remind? Will you text with me through remind? So what's going to happen is students who needed a grade repair packet, they need some extra monitoring that I choose to do. Not that the district has told me to do it. And I'm going to get their parents on my Remind. Now, Remind is a phone app where you can text, but your numbers are protected. And I know that there's other ways. I mean, there's some teachers that just straight up give their phone number. They don't care, but be careful because then you'll have parents talking to you all hours of the night. Remind keeps your conversations online on a database. I mean, like I can go into the website and I can see all the messages that I've sent. It's a good protection for documentation. And so I'm going to encourage every single one of those parents. Would you mind if we had real time contact instead of sending an email or a phone call? Because I send the emails once a day if I need to. This would be an immediate text that you get, me telling you your child is napping, your child is on the phone, your child has left the classroom, go to the restroom, and has not returned, and it's been 30 minutes. Could you go check on your child? Now, immediately, and even vet teachers, their immediate reaction is, well, what does it matter? The kid's going to lie. The kid's going to say, I'm tired. It doesn't matter if the kid has excuses. Do you understand that this is what makes me a teenage whisperer? I don't care if a teenage lies till the cows come home. The teenager could lie and say, "Oh, mom, I had a stomach ache. That's why I was in the restroom for 30 minutes. Mom, I was tired, and because remember I told you yesterday, da da da." Because that's day one. Do you understand? And this is where I come in. This is where my uniqueness comes in. That's the first time. Then I text the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And you see the mother who knows her child better than anybody. And we teachers like to pretend they don't know their kids. They don't know their kids. No, they don't want to deal with you knowing their kids. They don't want you telling them how to parent, because that's an old rule. Just because you're the teacher doesn't mean that mother is unique and loves people pointing out her kids' mistakes. There is a level of defensiveness that all mothers go through, even mothers of children who they know are doing horrible things. They will become defensive. Okay? They will make excuses because they've been trained to do that. Make excuses for my child. But nobody can make excuses to the mother that so let me, hold on, should I phrase this? What I'm waiting for is the fifth and the sixth text where the mother finally has had enough. Then it's no longer me saying, this is the seventh time you've fallen asleep in my class. Now it's the mother. This is the seventh time that woman has texted me. I don't care. See, now she's pissed. Now she's fed up. Now she sees a problem. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't just text mama. I text dad. Because there's something about sons and dads. And yeah, I got one kid to completely turn around because I text dad. And he asked me never to text dad again. And I said, I'm the teacher, and his contact number is on my on your information, and I will contact whatever parent I need to get you to do your work. He never, ever fell off the job again. He just did not like dad being texted. Because dads don't like being texted. Okay? And I don't want this to be a fight about mothers and dads. But dads will say, I'm available. I'm always available. I don't know why you don't call me. But they're the ones that act so inconvenienced. Not to me, not to the teacher, but to their families. They do not like being disturbed at work. Yeah. So, if you can't be patient like I am, and I tell my students, you have to understand that I actually talk to my students. I tell them what I'm doing. I want them to know what's about to happen. I said, ladies and gentlemen, I am very patient. And I will keep documenting and keep emailing mom and dad. So mom and dad could be ignoring my emails, but when the time comes and you fail, there's no one that can call me and cry. Well, I didn't know. Yeah, you did know. I called you. You never picked up your phone. I emailed you. You never answered back. I literally tell my students, I'm legally protected. That's why I send out the emails. Each email is protection for me. And they get it. They understand it. But they also like to come up to me because they think, oh, she knows all the rules. And they will ask me questions about other teachers. They'll say, shouldn't that teacher have done this, this, and this? And I'll say, well, I can't speak about that teacher, but the rules are we're only supposed to have 16 grades. And they're doing the math in their head. And that teacher's giving us 5 assignments a day. And I said, I'll just, I'll get quiet. I'm like, yeah, well, she's only going to put 16 in the grade book. They trust me because I'm so candid, because everything is full disclosure. I tell them everything that I'm doing. I want them to know what I'm doing. And I'll even say, and I'm going to continue to email them till they finally see, okay, there's a problem. There's a problem here. And we had a major project for the third 6 weeks. Oh, I'm sorry. We had a homework assignment that was worth a lot. It's a major grade. And it was with a map. Now, I'm going to tell you what kind of teacher I am. Y'all are going to be, some of you teachers are going to say, that's just too much. It's too much. And it was a map. Now, I assigned the homework assignments at the first day of the 6 weeks. And it is due the last week of the 6 weeks. Again, it shows that I'm allowing a student to have 6 full weeks to work on their homework. Okay? This helps athletes. This helps my special population. It gives them some time. It also isn't homework assignments on top of class assignments that are overwhelming them. Also, my class assignments are class participation. Okay? When the bell rings, and there's no bell system, but I always say, when the bell rings, whatever you have done, that is your daily work. You will get 100 for participating. So they will wonder, they ask, well, then what? So why did I get a 60? Okay, because I asked you so many times to put away your phone. I was taking off 10 points. Every time I asked you to take off your phone, to put away your phone and get back to work, that's 10 points each. So my students know how I grade. It's participation. If you're not participating, points get taken off. If you're not in class, it's blank. You do not get penalized because you were absent. If you want that grade, you can make it up and put it, and I'll put it in the grade book. Yes, that's how I do things. For my students who are chronically absent, the truancy kids, they can only pull that 4 times. 4 unexcused absences. And that's it. Then after that, then we go into the district policy of making up work while absent. Then they have to make up everything. After the 4th absence, unexcused absence, they have to make up all work that they were absent for with the time allowed them through the district. And it's 1 day for every day you're absent. So with the homework assignment, this last 6 weeks, the final 6 weeks of the semester, it was a map. A hand-drawn map, and that is a skill that my students have to have. Hand-drawn Europe, World War II Europe, World War II Pacific Theater. So they have a choice. They can do one theater on one side and one theater on the other, or they can do them side by side. I don't care, but it's got to be poster board, and I will provide poster board. Now, my poster board is actually white butcher paper, and it's the size of a poster board, but they can roll them up. If they want their own poster board, they're welcome to do that. So what I did is I created an assignment for a grade, and everybody could get 100 on it. This is what you had to. It didn't matter what you answered, you could get 100 on it. So here's the assignment, and it was on Canvas. Do you have your poster board? So if you don't have your poster board, do you need a poster board? If you have a homework pass, please type in the words homework pass. That was the assignment. Everyone did it. The few that didn't do it, because they don't pay attention, they don't understand what's going on, they're in another world, through Canvas, I'm allowed to email mom and dad. I go to my grade book through Canvas, and I can click these buttons, and it'll say, message every student who hasn't submitted this assignment. So I message all the students. Then there's an option to click their observers, the parents that are attached to those students. I can click the parents and the students. I click all of their names and I send them off an email that says, your child has not let me know if they need a poster board or not. This is a major grade assignment. I go into the whole thing. This was given to them on the first day of the 6 weeks. It's due the last week of the 6 weeks. We are now in the third week, and I still have not received any information from your child if they have a poster board or need a poster board. Not one parent emailed me. Not one parent responded to that. And the couple of students whose parents weren't listed as observers, I found them. I wrote down their names and I went to the actual database, found their parents and emailed them. I wanted to cover all my bases. It wasn't that much work. That's what my planning period's for. Plus, I have a lot of downtime because we do projects. So they're doing independent work. I can catch up on emails while they're in the classroom. I can call the child to me. I can pull them out of their group project and I can ask them simple questions. Do you have a poster board? Do you need a poster board? Well, why haven't you answered that email? Take out your phone right now and answer that email. I need documentation that you're telling me you don't need a poster board. And they do it right in front of me. Because I've set up my classroom that gives me a lot of time to do that kind of conferencing with my students because they are all doing independent work. And so anyway, now if a parent comes to me and says, my child got a 0 on this homework assignment and I was not notified. Yes, you were notified. You were notified about whether or not they needed a poster. You were notified, and all my bases are covered. All of it is covered. What do you think I did? I told my students that. I said, I'm creating this assignment as documentation that you said this. And it's not he said, she, it's not she said, she said. You literally put it in the assignment. And you wrote, I will provide my own poster board. And the assignment says very clearly, I will provide poster boards if you need one. And there's no wiggle room. I give my students no wiggle room for excuses. And guess what? I never hear them. I have not heard an excuse in 4 years. I had one parent, the parent of a exchange student, which is kind of ironic because I thought I was going to have a great time with this exchange student because she was from the Netherlands. And my kids are half Dutch. Their father's from the Netherlands. So I thought, I know a lot I've been to the Netherlands. I love the Netherlands. This is going to be great. That child never came to class. Her family decided to take her traveling all over America, but she'd show up for soccer practice. Oh yeah, the Dutch and their soccer. The Dutch love soccer. She apparently would go, and there's nothing I could do about that. So her mother, they call them mothers, I guess. I don't know what the terminology is. I'm trying to remember what they.
Sponsor?
Yeah, she is a sponsor technically, but they actually have them down as and it's not guardian either. Oh, I can't think of it. The girls tell me the name. Like right now this year, I have an amazing set of foreign exchange students. They're adorable. They are adorable. And they're all friends. They all befriended each other. They hang out together. I think it's cute. And they tease each other about each other's countries. But anyway, that woman was probably the one that came at me, and I had too much policy set in place and documentation, and I could tell that mother, your student hasn't even been to class. I don't even know if that was allowed, because see, this they continued the student exchange program during COVID. And so why they didn't suspend that, I have no idea. But that year, the 2020-2021 school year, I had three exchange students, and two of them came to class, and one of them, the one from the Netherlands, never did. Was on lockdown. We were all on lockdown. So that's when we had the hybrid. So I had Zoom classes and a couple of students in the classroom. She didn't show up for either one of them. She never came to the Zoom, and she never came to the class. She just knew her work and turned it in. She turned in her work. And someone has said she's traveling with her family, her host mom, that's what they're called, her host family. And they fixed her schedule to where she'd be in town when around soccer practice. Give me a break. So that was probably the only time I've ever had. And then I had it some mothers misunderstand what's going on. I had a mother of one of my special population a couple of years ago complain that I give too many assignment a day. And, that's just not fair. That's not right. She can't keep up. And I said, keep up. So I had to call the mother and explain to the mother, those are participation grades. Your child only has to participate. But your child doesn't follow directions. She takes her paper home because she thinks she has to complete it. And the mother was like, what? Oh my goodness. I said she never had to complete any of that. She needed to do the best she could and stay off her phone. And mom, she doesn't stay off her phone. She's watching a movie. And the mother says, yes, she's addicted to this show. She keeps watching this show. And oh my goodness, I didn't know that. And I said, she takes her paper home. She's not supposed to take her paper home. She's supposed to turn in whatever we do in class into the basket. And I said, she doesn't listen. She doesn't pay attention to me because she's watching her movie. And the mother finally said, okay, well, I'll explain to her. Yeah, someone's explained to her because I've told her you have to turn this at the end of the day. At the end of class. She was not getting it. She did not understand, and she refused to turn in her work because she wasn't doing the work. That was the thing. She went to take it home. Then she would get home and forget what we were doing. Didn't understand what she had to do because she wasn't paying attention in class. But after her mother finally realized, this lady's giving you hundreds just to do your best. Put your damn phone away. I never had problems with her after that, So I'm consistent. Is this coffee good or what?
I had an extra scoop of grounds.
You had grounds all over my sink today, babe.
I know. I'm sorry. I could barely stand up straight.
That's okay. I'm going to clean up the whole kitchen. But, anyway, so we get to go and get things ready. And, so really and truly, I have nothing to change. But if I make any changes, it's for fun. So I want to change how I give grades. I think it helps them feel good about themselves. And we'll see. I'm gonna have to talk to a co-teacher, another teacher of mine. Oh, also I'm gonna be meeting my student teacher. I have a student teacher for the second semester, and I'll be meeting that student and get them acquainted with all how I do things. And I hope he's as helpful as the first one. The first one was like, she was on fire, that girl. So
Did she get a job anywhere?
Yeah, she got signed up for a middle school teaching position.
That's awesome. Too bad she couldn't have been there with you.
I know. I would love her at Veterans. Anyway, so I don't have too much to do. Everything that needs to be done can be done in an hour. So the rest of the time, I'm just going to clean the room and straighten up the desks and fix the vocabulary board, just kind of piddle around the room, to be honest. We have so many projects. So many projects.
You gotta make sure your I will, we will statements are
Yeah,
done.
make sure my we will statements are up to date. And we have we have the first assignment, which is a gallery walk, and the second project after that is a I'm trying to remember what we're doing. My brain. But it's back-to-back projects. Back-to-back projects. And I think we're going to put on a play, they're going to put on a puppet show. They're going to the play is not really a play, it's a newscast. They're going to put on news, and each groups of 3 have to produce and put together a segment, okay? Just like a traditional newscast. And the segments are going to be on different things that are happening during the 70s. You know how the 70s were, right? Well, I'm assuming you know, but so, you're going to have one talking about hostage crisis and the other one talking about OPEC, and the other one someone else talking about, chaos at the pump, and another one talking about grocery prices, and one group is going to do a statement from Carter, so it'll be an interview with Jimmy Carter. And that is the only way I know how to teach the 70s, because they're so boring to these kids. These students are like, who cares about stagflation? Hostage crisis? What is that? What's going on? They just, so to get them involved, the big source of news was the TV, right? You didn't have internet and live stream and all that good stuff. So they're going to put together a news program, evening news. There's going to be an anchor. They have to audition for the anchor. And I think it's going to be neat. I think it's going to be fun. What do you think, babe? Would you have loved something like that?
Me personally, no.
So there will be those who don't want to be in front of the camera. They get to do the production. They get to do the backdrop. They get to film it, edit it, put together a news program. I think it's going to be cute. I think it's going to be fun. So anyway, that's what we're doing for the 70s. Cold War. We have 2 things we're doing on the Cold War. They're doing Cold War dioramas. And then they're playing a game, kind of like that grocery shopping game on the Food Network. They have to answer questions, and then they get to go on a shopping spree. But instead of a shopping spree, which I don't know how logistically I can do that, for each question they get right, they get to pick a grocery item and add it to their cart. And then, because they're trying to build the winner is the person who has filled in all the pieces to the bunker, the fallout shelter bunker. So if they have all the pieces that go to this fallout shelter, they win. Anyway, that's that. Kind of like Hangman, right? If you think about it.
Yeah.
But they're putting in pieces of the fallout shelter. So there's that game. And that game is particularly about the Cuban Missile Crisis and you know, the Cold War, Cold War questions. And then, oh, we're doing a trial, a mock trial, to teach the McCarthyism. And the House of Un-American Committee. Yeah, so we're going to have a mock trial. I'm still working on that. I'm designing that still. Got a couple of things I need to work out on that. And I regret that I had major tooth problems when we were doing our uh, oh my gosh, I can't do it. I call it contract negotiations, but it's actually called something else. What is it called, baby? When the union and the corporations are debating.
Negotiations.
No, it's not. It's called something else. And my brain is blank. Oh, I can't think of the terms. But anyway, so yeah, they during that time, during the progressive era, yeah, I had some students be union workers, union members, or representatives, and the others are representatives of the company, and they have to negotiate contracts. And it's what the term is so important. It's important vocabulary because it's what Theodore Roosevelt,
Bargaining.
collective bargaining. God, it took me forever. Collective bargaining. That is what they have to learn to do. So they go through the whole process, and they're so funny to watch. They get very heated. They got to build, and that was started with me, but then I had to go to the doctor's appointment. Then the next week, another fun activity I had to miss, which my student teacher only did with one or two classes, because she didn't feel like she was comfortable enough to do it with all of the classes with me not there. And that is, it's a competition. You have to build a Ford. So it's two factory lines, and they each have to put the Ford together, and they time each other. And this is to, to demonstrate, the conveyor system, Taylorism, all that good stuff. How manufacturing was more mechanized and efficient and what have you. And apparently my student teacher told me, because I was in surgery, told me later that one of my classes got very competitive, like very competitive, like they were fighting, not fist fighting, but they were like, we're faster, we beat you, we did this, we did that. So I try to come up with activities like that because they like it. They like doing it. And I do have some introverts, and I always try to provide something for the introverts who can't handle that. They can't handle the stress, the anxiety. I always give them a group of tables where I discreetly tell them, if you want to work on your work, if you want to work on your homework, you may go to the back table, work on your homework. They're observing and watching, and that's just as educational as anything else. But you have to be considerate of students who aren't extroverts. There are some that are middle of the road, and they will come out of their shell because they like to play. They want to have fun. But there are, I would say in a class of 30, I can have about 3 to 4 introverts, and you need to take care of them. Don't pretend they don't exist. Don't. Stop it. And I cannot stand going to professional development that doesn't care about them. Then you're saying mental health care issues don't exist. That is a real neurosis. And you're not going to just snap your fingers and force these kids to get over a crippling anxiety just because you told them to. Knock it off. So give them something else to do. Have some worksheets. Have some reading set aside. But just to force them, well, you're not participating. You're not participating. They're not going to participate ever. Okay? Leave them alone. I just don't understand. Even today, 2023, they will still have professional development coming up with ways to get those students who don't like to participate. This is going to help them participate. No, it's not. They're not participating because they don't want to do it. Okay? I mean, if they not turning in a piece of paper is one thing, but to stand up and to collaborate and to talk and to share, that is crippling. That is frightening to some students. And it is not your place, you are not a psychologist, to figure out if that kid can overcome that fear in your class. So I don't make a big deal about it. When I have a student that doesn't want to participate, that creates a relationship when you go up to them and you validate their feelings. Even if they're lying, they see you as, this woman actually cares about me. And you say, okay, so you don't want to participate. You don't want to do, that's not your thing. That's okay. Can you work on this vocabulary? You have to do one or the other. And then they'll say, oh, I'll take the vocabulary. Okay, you do the vocabulary. You do the vocabulary. And you do it discreetly. And everyone says, what's he doing? It's none of your business. He's got stuff he has to make up. He has things he's got to do for me. So turn around, focus on, you understand? And if you don't have that finesse, I don't know what you're doing in teaching, because teaching is all about being a salesman, a lawyer, a negotiator, a dime stand psychologist, a sociologist. It's all of it. It's all of it. You've got to be on it. Okay? You have to make accommodations for those who need them.
Go on. Get on
You want to say hi, my baby girl? Last time she was in a video, she was on my shoulder. My precious angel. Hi, my baby girl. My little possum face. So precious.
The 13th, Mama.
The girls finally got an appointment to get fixed.
Hey, do we have too small? They want small carriers. It says no wire cages and no large.
Right.
And no.
They're pains in the ass.
The lady told me I can't put both girls in one cage.
Right.
But we only have one carrier, and it's not small. And they said no soft-sided carriers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they want hard carriers.
Okay.
Do we have?
They're about $14 each. I'll see if Sarah has any from when she had puppies. I don't know about small. We may have one small. But we usually have all big crates. We have big crates.
Yeah, I know.
So,
fucking duck.
Okay, that's my Sunday chat and my burping. I'm so sorry if I'm going to edit the burps out, but
Leave that one in there.
Y'all have a great Bear. I called you burp.
It's coffee.
Okay, Bear. I feel good today. My knee has been, yesterday I put a lot of this Tiger Balm on it, on my arthritis. It's either arthritis or pinched nerve. And I have been ignoring it for years because, like I said, it's consistent and it hasn't killed me. So it comes every winter. Hi, my baby girl. It comes every winter and it goes away in the spring. So I thought it was like an old lady thing. Oh, it's an old lady ailment. I don't know what it is. And I took some Tylenol yesterday. I took some Tylenol before bed, and I woke up with no pain. Did you know that, baby?
What?
I woke up with no pain.
Today?
Yeah,
That's great, honey.
I feel so good. So I'm gonna take some more Tylenol and put some more of this Tiger Balm. I got it at my grocery store,
El Balmo del Tigre.
and
Hey, I tell you they're getting microchip too.
what?
They're gonna get microchip.
Oh,
I
good.
told Max they're getting Max before him.
So anyway, I feel good. So we're gonna do a couple more chores before I head out. So head out to work. You'll take care. You'll have a great Sunday. Mwah.
Bye, guys.
Say bye, baby.